Hey, Annie here, racial equity coach for online business owners who are ready to build a business that's racially equitable so they can be intentionally inclusive. Today's lesson is around what do you do when you've been called out? This is something that I tackle often after I've delivered masterclasses and we have our Q&A session, and often have a number of different people asking, what do I do in the case where I am potentially called out for having said the wrong thing, for having made a mistake, for potentially having caused harm? How do I deal with that? And what I like to go back to is the fact that when it comes to racial equity work, there's a lot of fear already surrounding doing work that is anti-racism related, and particularly for white folks who don't understand what's right or what is wrong. And so fear keeps you from digging deeper. Fear keeps you from investing your time and your energy in this work because you might be in a position where you might get called out, and that might sting, that will sting, and potentially even keep you away from this work more than it has. And you've probably witnessed somebody get called out and gone like, ooh, if that happened to me, I don't know if I could survive that. Or even more importantly, your brand and your business. Could your brand and your business survive a call out? And so one of the most important things to remember is that fear is a tool that has been used to keep people at bay. Fear is a tool, it's been used historically, and even in present times, we see it playing out in politics all of the time, where we are made to fear the things that we do not know. We are made to fear the things that look different from us. And if they are different from us, then there's something wrong with them, and we should fear them. Whereas in actual fact, the things that we fear, it is important for us to understand them so that we have the knowledge within ourselves of what it is that we are dealing with. Even when it comes to business, I have had friends in business say, when I am fearful of something, I run towards that fear because I want to learn, what is it that I am afraid of? Is it this big thing? Or is it something that I am making bigger than it ought to be? And it's actually something that I can take steps to tackle that fear. And so understanding where this fear is stemming from is a really good place to begin. And understanding that fear is the trigger. Fear is what is fueling this lack of wanting to do this work in case you make a mistake. But when you do make a mistake, and I believe all of us are potentially going to make mistakes in a journey that is life related, in a journey where we are all students of life. We're going to make mistakes and we learn through mistakes. And so if you are to ever make a mistake and get called out, one of the best things that I can tell you to do is listen to what is being said. Listen to what is being pointed out. Some call outs might be done in a way that is abusive, and I do not advocate for that. If somebody is being abusive, if they are making you feel a certain way that is dehumanizing, shut it down and disengage. That is not a place where you will make progress. And that is not a place where I feel that when we take that eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth kind of mentality, I don't think we can make much progress in that way. But I think where you're being called out and you're being corrected so that you can do better, it is taking the time to listen, taking the time to allow that to sink in. And then here's the key: genuinely apologizing. And being genuine with your apology means that you learn from your mistake to ensure that you do not do that again. But sometimes when you do make a mistake and you're in isolation, you're not in a community, you're not in a space where you're learning from others and you have that support, it can become very, very difficult to be engaged in racial equity work. And that is why I created my program, Represented. The community that comes through the door is women who are like-hearted, women who have similar values of wanting to create and build businesses that allow people who come from diverse backgrounds to feel welcome, to feel seen, to feel like, yes, we honor you for being here. And women who are doing this work so that they can do better. They can dismantle systems of exclusion and allow people who come from backgrounds that are different from themselves to feel as though they belong. And so for a limited amount of time, I am offering $200 off the price of Represented. And the thing with Represented is that it's the kind of program that you go through with only 4 modules that is so doable that you are able to finish within the 10 weeks that we have together. There are group coaching calls at different times, catering to the different time zones, allowing us to come together for you to ask those questions, the things that are coming up for you. And in fact, the discomfort that you might be and will be experiencing through the, the process of doing Represented, and having a space where you can unpack. And the lens with which I teach has always been through a lens of compassion, a lens of offering grace, and really being led by love. Because I believe that love is such a powerful tool that we can use to counter things such as fear. When you allow people to come as they are, messy, wobbly, making mistakes, to learn and do better. And that's a space that I've created inside of Represented. Now, all the details so that you can take this in a deeper way are below this video. And if you have any questions about anything that is coming up for you in terms of being part of this community, I'd love to hear it, and I'd love to answer those questions for you. So go ahead, check out the details. I would love to have you inside Represented with this end of financial year special offer with $200 off.